Are you unknowingly doing things every single day that are aging you faster than your actual years? In this video, you'll discover 7 common habits that research proves are literally stealing years from your life after 60, and the simple changes that can reverse this damage starting today. And the habit ranked as the absolute worst for accelerating aging isn't what anyone expects, because it's something 73% of seniors do daily without realizing they're shortening their lifespan by up to 8 years. Leonard, a 68-year-old from Ohio, looked and felt like he was pushing 85 despite being relatively healthy on paper. His doctor couldn't find any major disease, but noticed Leonard was practicing several daily habits that were rapidly aging his body and mind. When Leonard eliminated just 3 of these habits over 6 months, his energy returned, his cognitive tests improved dramatically, and people started telling him he looked 10 years younger. Habit 1. Isolating yourself from regular social contact. Spending most of your days alone without meaningful social interaction is the single most dangerous habit for accelerating aging after 60. This isn't just about feeling lonely or having a bad day here and there. This is about the chronic absence of real human connection that your body interprets as a survival threat, triggering biological responses that age you from the inside out. Research from Harvard Medical School's landmark 80-year longitudinal study, one of the longest studies of human life ever conducted, shows that social isolation increases mortality risk by 50%, which means it's more dangerous than obesity, smoking, or lack of exercise. The study tracked participants across their entire adult lives and found that lonely seniors experience faster cognitive decline, measurably weakened immune systems, and die on average 7 to 8 years earlier than socially connected peers with similar health profiles. Your brain and body evolved for connection, and when that connection disappears, your physiology responds as if you're in danger. Gerald, a 71-year-old from Minnesota, retired from his job and slowly stopped seeing friends, letting weeks go by where he spoke to no one but cashiers at the grocery store. Within 2 years, his memory declined noticeably and he developed depression that his doctor directly linked to his isolation. Isolation triggers chronic inflammation throughout your body, accelerates brain atrophy, particularly in memory centers, weakens your immune response, making you vulnerable to infections and disease, and increases your dementia risk by 64%, according to research published in the Journal of Neurology, Neurosurgery, and Psychiatry. Schedule at least 3 social activities every single week, whether that's coffee with a friend, visits to a community center or senior center, attending church groups or clubs, doing volunteer work that connects you with others, or having regular phone or video calls with family members who live far away. The key is that these interactions need to be genuine and somewhat meaningful, not just transactional exchanges with strangers. Even if you consider yourself naturally introverted, your body still needs regular human connection to function optimally and age at a normal rate instead of an accelerated one. Make these connections non-negotiable appointments in your calendar, just like doctor visits, because they're equally important for your health and longevity. Your longevity depends on connection more than almost any other single factor, so reach out to someone today and schedule your first social activity this week. The conversation you have tomorrow could literally add years to your life. Habit 2. Sitting for more than 8 hours daily without movement breaks. If you're sitting in your chair or on your couch for most of the day, you're literally aging yourself faster than if you smoked a pack of cigarettes daily. Prolonged sitting has become so dangerous that researchers now call it the new smoking, and the data backing this up is overwhelming and frightening. According to research from the Mayo Clinic and published in the Annals of Internal Medicine, sitting more than 8 hours daily without regular movement breaks increases your risk of premature death by 59% and accelerates cellular aging by shortening telomeres, which are the protective caps on the ends of your DNA strands that determine your biological age. When telomeres shorten too rapidly, every cell in your body ages faster, your tissues break down quicker, and your risk of age-related diseases skyrockets. Your body wasn't designed to remain stationary for hours on end, and when you do, everything from your metabolism to your circulation to your muscle integrity starts breaking down. Pauline, a 66-year-old from Arizona, spent her retirement watching television 10 to 12 hours daily with minimal movement. Her doctor ran comprehensive biological age testing and showed her that her cellular age markers tested 14 years older than her chronological age, purely from prolonged sitting, destroying her metabolism and accelerating aging processes throughout her body. Extended sitting causes rapid muscle atrophy, especially in your legs and core, dangerous blood clots that can travel to your lungs or brain, severe insulin resistance that leads to diabetes, weakened bones from lack of weight-bearing activity, and literally ages your cells faster than the passage of time alone. Set a timer on your phone or watch to stand up and move for 2 to 3 minutes every 30 minutes throughout your day, doing simple activities like walking to the window and back, doing light stretches for your arms and legs, marching in place, or doing a few simple knee lifts. This doesn't mean you need to do intense exercise every half hour, just that you need to break up the sitting with any movement that gets your blood flowing and your muscles working even slightly. These brief interruptions in sitting time have been shown in multiple studies to dramatically reduce the aging effects of sedentary behavior, improving insulin sensitivity, maintaining muscle mass, and protecting your cardiovascular system from the damage that extended sitting causes. Don't let your chair steal your years from you, so start breaking up your sitting time tomorrow morning with these simple movement breaks. The few minutes you spend moving every half hour could add years to your life and life to your years. Habit 3. Staying up past midnight. Regularly. Going to bed late and disrupting your natural sleep-wake cycle is aging your brain and body at an alarming rate that most people don't realize until serious damage has occurred. Your body runs on a circadian rhythm that evolved over millions of years to align with natural light and darkness patterns. And when you fight against this rhythm by staying up until 1 a.m. or 2 a.m., you're forcing your body to operate against its biological programming. Studies from Johns Hopkins and the National Institute on Aging reveal that seniors who regularly sleep after midnight experience 40% faster cognitive decline, significantly elevated inflammation markers throughout their bodies, and substantially higher rates of cardiovascular disease compared to those maintaining earlier sleep schedules that align with natural circadian rhythms. The research shows that the hours between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. are when your body performs its most critical repair work, and missing these hours cannot be compensated for by sleeping late into the morning. Your brain clears toxic proteins during deep sleep in the early night hours, your cells repair DNA damage, your immune system strengthens itself, and your cardiovascular system gets essential rest and recovery. Russell, a 69-year-old from California, became a night owl after retirement, staying up until 2 a.m. binge-watching shows and scrolling through his tablet. His memory problems and confusion accelerated rapidly until his neurologist identified his disrupted sleep schedule as a major contributing factor and convinced him to shift back to a 10 p.m. bedtime, which reversed much of his cognitive decline within just 4 months. Late-night sleep patterns disrupt these critical repair processes, leaving damage unrepaired, accelerate brain aging, particularly in areas controlling memory and decision-making, weaken immune function, making you vulnerable to infections and cancer, and increase your Alzheimer's disease risk, according to research published in JAMA Neurology. Begin winding down by 9 p.m. each evening by dimming lights throughout your home. Completely avoid all screens, including television, phones, and tablets after 9:30 p.m. because the blue light disrupts your natural melatonin production, and aim to be in bed with lights out by 10:30 p.m. consistently every single night, including weekends. Create a relaxing bedtime routine that signals to your body that sleep is approaching, such as reading a physical book, listening to calm music, doing gentle stretches, or practicing simple breathing exercises. If you're currently going to bed much later, shift your bedtime earlier by 15 minutes every few nights until you reach the 10:30 p.m. target, making the transition gradual enough that your body can adjust without major disruption. Your brain repairs itself and clears toxic waste during those early sleep hours, so shift your schedule tonight to protect your mind and add years to your cognitive health. Every night you go to bed earlier is a night your brain gets the cleaning and repair work it desperately needs. Habit 4. Skipping meals or eating only one large meal daily. Irregular eating patterns and skipping meals throughout the day might seem harmless or even beneficial for weight management, but they're rapidly aging your metabolism and damaging your organs in ways that research is only beginning to fully understand. Your body needs consistent fuel throughout the day to maintain stable blood sugar, preserve muscle mass, absorb nutrients properly, and keep your metabolism functioning optimally. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition and Harvard School of Public Health shows that seniors who skip meals or eat irregularly have significantly higher inflammation levels throughout their bodies, experience faster muscle loss that leads to frailty, suffer from weakened bone density that increases fracture risk, and have 37% higher mortality rates compared to those eating regular, consistent meals at predictable times each day. When you skip meals, your body goes into a stress mode that elevates cortisol, breaks down your precious muscle tissue for energy, impairs your ability to absorb nutrients from the food you do eventually eat, and creates wild blood sugar fluctuations that damage your blood vessels and organs. Denise, a 67-year-old from Texas, often skipped breakfast and lunch entirely, eating only one large dinner each evening because she wasn't hungry during the day. Her muscle mass plummeted over just 18 months, and she developed dangerous nutrient deficiencies, including severe vitamin B12 and vitamin D deficiency that her doctor said were aging her tissues prematurely and putting her at high risk for falls and fractures. Meal skipping causes dangerous blood sugar fluctuations that stress your pancreas and cardiovascular system, accelerates muscle wasting that leads to frailty and loss of independence, severely impairs nutrient absorption even from the meals you do eat, and triggers chronic stress responses throughout your body that age every organ system faster. Eat 3 moderate, well-balanced meals at consistent times every single day. Having breakfast within an hour of waking up to break your overnight fast and fuel your morning lunch around midday to maintain stable energy and blood sugar, and dinner by 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. to allow proper digestion before sleep. Each meal should include quality protein to preserve muscle mass, healthy fats for hormone production and nutrient absorption, complex carbohydrates for sustained energy, and plenty of colorful vegetables for essential vitamins and minerals. Plan your meals the night before if necessary to ensure you have appropriate food available, and don't skip meals simply because you forgot to prepare something or don't feel like cooking. Regular eating patterns protect your metabolism and preserve the muscle mass that keeps you independent, so start eating consistently tomorrow and maintain that pattern every day forward. Your body functions best with predictable nutrition, and giving it that consistency can slow your aging process dramatically. Habit 5. Drinking less than 4 glasses of water. Daily chronic mild dehydration that most seniors don't even notice or think about is silently aging every organ in your body and shortening your lifespan in measurable ways. As you age, your thirst mechanism becomes less sensitive, meaning you often don't feel thirsty even when your body desperately needs water. And this creates a dangerous situation where you're chronically underhydrated without realizing it. According to groundbreaking research from the National Institutes of Health published in the journal eBiomedicine in 2023, seniors who maintain poor hydration show accelerated biological aging markers, faster cognitive decline, increased rates of chronic diseases including kidney disease and heart failure, and may die 3 to 6 years earlier than their well-hydrated peers with similar health profiles. The study analyzed data from over 11,000 adults, followed for 30 years, and found clear, undeniable connections between hydration status and aging speed. Water is essential for every single cellular process in your body, from nutrient transport to waste removal, to temperature regulation to joint lubrication. And when you don't have enough, everything suffers and ages faster. Walter, a 72-year-old from Florida, rarely felt thirsty and drank maybe 2 small glasses of water daily, getting most of his fluid from coffee, which actually dehydrates you further. His doctor discovered through blood work that his chronic dehydration was causing kidney strain that was reducing his kidney function, creating cognitive fog that was affecting his memory and decision-making, and accelerating premature aging at the cellular level throughout his entire body. Dehydration impairs cellular function, making every process in your body less efficient, accelerates visible skin aging, including wrinkles and loss of elasticity, strains your kidneys, forcing them to work harder with less fluid, reduces cognitive performance, including memory and concentration, and speeds up the aging process throughout your entire body, from your brain to your heart to your joints. Drink 5 to 6 glasses of water spread evenly throughout the day, having 1 glass with each meal and 1 glass between meals, and adjust this amount upward if you're physically active, live in a hot climate, or take medications that increase fluid loss. Keep a water bottle or glass of water visible wherever you spend most of your time, so you have constant reminders to drink, because you cannot rely on thirst to tell you when you need water anymore. If you dislike plain water, add a slice of lemon or lime for flavor, but avoid sugary drinks or excessive caffeine that can actually worsen dehydration rather than help it. Your cells need adequate water to function properly and stay young, so start hydrating adequately today to slow cellular aging and protect every organ system. The water you drink today literally determines how fast you age at the cellular level. Habit 6. Never challenging your mind with new learning. Sticking only to familiar routines and never learning anything new or challenging is allowing your brain to age dramatically faster than it needs to, essentially choosing accelerated cognitive decline. Your brain operates on a use it or lose it principle, and when you stop challenging it with novel information and new skills, the neural connections start breaking down and cognitive abilities decline rapidly. Research from Stanford University and the Rush Memory and Aging Project, which followed over 1,900 seniors for years, demonstrates that seniors who stop engaging in mentally stimulating new activities experience cognitive decline 48% faster and develop dementia at significantly higher rates than those who continuously challenge their minds with novel learning experiences and unfamiliar skills. The research shows that learning new things forces your brain to create new neural pathways and strengthen existing ones, essentially keeping your brain young regardless of your chronological age. Mental challenge is like physical exercise for your brain. And just like your muscles atrophy without use, your brain connections weaken and disappear when you stop using them in new and different ways. Eugene, a 70-year-old from Illinois, followed the exact same daily routine for years after retirement, never reading new material, never trying new activities, and never learning new skills. His memory and problem-solving abilities deteriorated rapidly until his daughter convinced him to start taking a Spanish language class at the community center, which measurably improved his cognitive function, memory, and mental sharpness within just 3 months, according to cognitive testing his doctor performed. Mental stagnation causes brain cell connections to weaken and eventually die off, accelerates memory loss, and reduces your ability to form new memories, increases your dementia risk by up to 63% according to some studies, and ages your brain years beyond your chronological age in ways that brain imaging can clearly show. Learn one new thing every single week by trying a new recipe you've never made before. Learning basic phrases in a foreign language using free apps or library resources. Taking up a musical instrument even at a beginner level. Completing puzzles or brain games that are outside your comfort zone and genuinely challenging, or taking a class on a subject you know nothing about. The key is that the learning must be genuinely new and somewhat difficult, not just variations on things you already know how to do. Push yourself into uncomfortable territory where you have to think hard and make mistakes, because that struggle is exactly what creates new brain connections and keeps your mind young. Your brain stays young through regular challenge and novelty, so start learning something completely new and unfamiliar this week. The mental effort you put into learning today directly translates into preserved cognitive function years from now. Habit 7. Holding on to grudges and living in chronic resentment. Carrying years of bitterness, anger, and unforgiveness toward people who hurt you or disappointed you is literally poisoning your body and aging you from the inside out in ways that medical science can now measure and document. When you hold on to resentment and replay old hurts repeatedly, your body remains in a constant state of stress with elevated cortisol and other stress hormones circulating through your system, causing damage to virtually every organ. Studies from Johns Hopkins Medicine and research published in the Journal of Behavioral Medicine show that chronic resentment and inability to forgive increases stress hormones that accelerate aging, raises inflammation markers throughout the body by up to 50%, and significantly increases your risk of heart disease, stroke, high blood pressure, and premature death from various causes. The research demonstrates that forgiveness isn't just a nice spiritual idea, but a biological necessity for healthy aging. Your immune system weakens under chronic stress. From resentment, your cardiovascular system suffers from constant elevated blood pressure and heart rate, your sleep quality deteriorates, and your cells age faster as stress hormones directly damage your DNA. Sylvia, a 68-year-old from Georgia, held deep grudges against family members for decades, replaying old arguments and hurts daily in her mind. Her doctor ran comprehensive stress hormone testing and showed her that her chronic cortisol and adrenaline levels were dangerously elevated, directly aging her cardiovascular system, weakening her immune function, and causing premature aging that was measurable in her blood work and biological age markers. Chronic resentment keeps your body in constant fight-or-flight stress mode that was never meant to be sustained long-term. Accelerates cellular aging by damaging telomeres and increasing oxidative stress. Weakens your immune system, making you vulnerable to infections and disease. Increases your risk of heart attack and stroke substantially and can subtract years from your life, according to multiple longitudinal studies on forgiveness and health outcomes. Write down one grudge or resentment you're ready to release, then consciously choose to let it go, not for the other person's benefit, but to free yourself from the toxic stress that's aging your body and stealing your health. This doesn't mean you have to reconcile with someone who hurt you or pretend the hurt didn't happen, but rather that you choose to release the constant rehearsal of anger and bitterness that's poisoning you. Consider speaking with a counselor, pastor, or therapist if you're carrying resentments that feel too big to release on your own, because getting help with forgiveness is a sign of strength and self-care. Practice redirecting your thoughts when old resentments surface, consciously choosing to focus on present blessings rather than past hurts. Forgiveness is powerful medicine for your body and can add years to your life, so choose to release one burden today and feel literal years of stress lift off your shoulders. The person you forgive might not deserve it, but you deserve the health benefits that come from letting go. These 7 habits, from social isolation and excessive sitting to late-night sleep, irregular eating, chronic dehydration, mental stagnation, and holding grudges, are scientifically proven to accelerate aging and steal precious years from your life. But the empowering truth is that every single one can be changed starting today through simple decisions and consistent action. When you prioritize genuine connection with others, take regular movement breaks, align your sleep with natural rhythms, eat regular balanced meals, stay properly hydrated, challenge your mind with new learning, and release old resentments, you're not just adding years to your life, but adding quality and vitality to those years. You have complete control over these habits, and changing even 2 or 3 of them can dramatically slow your aging process and help you feel decades younger than your chronological age. Your best years don't have to be behind you when you understand the science of aging and take action to protect yourself. Which of these 7 habits hit home for you the hardest? Leave a comment sharing which one you're committing to change first, because I read every comment, and your public commitment helps keep you accountable to yourself and might inspire others to take action too. If this video opened your eyes to habits that might be stealing your years and shortening your life, hit that like button and share this with friends or family members who need this wake-up call about daily habits that age them faster. Subscribe so you never miss science-backed guidance that can literally add healthy, independent years to your life and help you age slower than your peers. Together, we're choosing to age slower and live better, one conscious habit change at a time.